This is Edvectus. This is the home page. It's a very nice interface, nicely designed. I'm sure it's responsive on a mobile phone or a tablet. A few different sections, which we'll come to. We'll have a look at some of them in a minute. But you get the idea from the home page of what may be available. It's a pretty extensive website. So in terms of vacancies, let's have a look at all vacancies. And you'll see there are a lot of jobs. It's fair to say, although not exclusively, they're specialists in the Middle East and China. There are jobs elsewhere, as you see, Miami, Florida. But you're looking at places like UAE, Abu Dhabi, Kuwait, and China in the main, Oman. So that's their area of expertise. You can sort the jobs by the region you're interested in, and here's a fair indication of their speciality. By the age range, when you wish to start work. This is useful. Curriculum model. So from bilingual schools, international education schools were very common in China, especially, through to the IB schools, and you can see a number of jobs from PYP through MYP and diploma roles, the international primary curriculum, some TEFL jobs, quite a few jobs for probably English national curriculum. It says UK, but we can almost assume it'll be English national curriculum. And the United States, so standards-based education and also advanced placement. Some jobs suitable for NQTs. Whether or not it's worth applying if you've got a family. Really, as a senior leader, it shouldn't make a lot of difference. I mean, schools tend to like leaders with families, but not necessarily the case for main scale. They need to supply a bigger apartment, maybe more flights, depending if that's part of their package, if they're going to look after your family, and then the whole situation with insurance. A lot of schools may not offer insurance. It tends to be hit and miss. And it can be expensive to insure your family in China, for example. It's very expensive. So check out the insurance provision. And you can directly look at the job if you've come across Edvectus from somewhere else. And you have this job number which prefixes the job there. So my bugbear is this job search thing, all right? Maybe I'm a little fussy. It's pretty good in the main to start off by being well balanced. And you can check by subject, which is good. And there's a whole range of different subjects. More than you find in most. So that's good. That's quite well refined. But I'm a senior leader. And where it's not so well refined is when you get into the leadership roles. Now, what I want to see is just one, which includes curriculum coordinator, includes director of whole school, maybe head or principal. It's nice it's separated between secondary and primary though. And the whole school stuff, vice principal, deputy head. These are the sort of jobs I'm interested in, but depending on the type of school, or the size of a school, I can consider VP roles or deputy head or head of secondary jobs if I'm searching, as well as principal, head teacher, maybe others, executive head or superintendent. It'd be nice if there's just one button on the sidebar where you could just search all the leadership jobs. Whereas the way it stands, you have to do it like this. So vice principal, deputy head, whole school. Okay, that's something I might be interested in. Then you enter that, and then in the secondary section, you re-enter again separately. Principal for the whole school, again, a separate one. Now it keeps them together, so it's searching everything that you've entered. But all the jobs that I might want to consider aren't necessarily in the same place. So director of school is separate. Curriculum coordinator is there. You can keep adding them. Now I could be wrong, but I don't think that there's a section whereby you can save this. Perhaps over here you can create an alert, but then I don't want emails from recruitment agencies because you tend to get spammed. Now I have no idea if Edvectus do that. They don't spam me at the moment and I'm a member of their site, but I don't want to sign up for such things just in case. So that's my only bugbear. Maybe I'm just fussy. So let's go back to search vacancies and have a look at this first one. So middle school French teacher in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. It tells you about what's required from the teacher. You see the preference for single teachers, and particularly if you're already in UAE. Now that's not usually the case. This is as a result of the global pandemic, so the situation is somewhat different. And it gives you the salary. Now, fair play to Edvectus for publishing their salaries, and it also states the other benefits. Not all agents are so upfront about the salary. And it tells you something about who they are. You can see, so it's going to be more in the interests of someone with British background or experiences. Now, of course, that could be from other parts of the world, but at least having taught English National Curriculum, Cambridge programs, IGCSE and A-level. Tells you about the location, which is good. Key benefits, that there's a lot more for senior roles where there may be more benefits, and the job requirements. So that's an example. If you want to express an interest, if I click it now because I'm logged in, it will actually express an interest. But if you press it and you're not logged in, it will take you to a section where you can send information to Edvectus by registering with their site. So it's useful. Teaching jobs for new graduates, another useful part of the website. Be aware if you're a new graduate, if you've just completed a B.Ed or a PGCE, for example, in England or Wales, that to obtain your QTS status, you do need to do a year in teaching. Now, there may be some reciprocal arrangements with international schools, but you need to be sure, because if you want to go back to the United Kingdom and find a job, QTS would be a huge advantage. Otherwise, you're going to have to redo your QTS, and maybe you've been teaching a number of years. There are good places to save money, Kuwait being one. Often you may get tax breaks as well to encourage teachers to come, and if it's tax-free, it's always a good incentive, particularly if you're from countries where you don't have to pay tax at home when you're living overseas. It's tougher for Americans. There's more of an obligation to pay tax back home. And also TEFL jobs in China. So quite useful. Lots of information for teachers as well, helping you through the process from start to finish. And for employers, and in the capacity of an employer, I've used Edvectus probably more than most. And they're very good. They have great customer service. They are free for teachers, and like most of the agents in this sector, they pass on their costs and make their money through charging schools for their services. Yeah. If you want to check just by region, find out who they are. Now, normally I don't check this button when I make a video, but I like this. Shows you where they are. It also shows you the extent of the size of their operation. So they've got a well-staffed London office. Yeah, that's 6 people featured on their website. They have an office in the UAE, in North America, Australasia. So they've got a global reach. And I'm sure if you're applying from South America or from Africa, you'll have agents assigned you based upon location. So there's another interesting bit. Where was it? At the top. This learning portal. Now, lots more information, lots of discussions, lots of ways that they help you through the process and what you might enjoy about working in various countries. So in this case, China, an extensive article about traveling in China. Because let's be realistic, some of you watching this video will want to go to the international sector because of travel opportunities, which is quite legitimate, as long as you're focused on education as well. With the candidate portal here, this is me. I think I've updated it for a little while, but it's still a very old email. Okay, you can see my information. Third child's on the way, and I have to update that. And there's my physical address. Oh, this is my passport number, so I don't know my national insurance number. But you know a lot of information about me. And you have to add in these various sections. It's always good if you get your references done and stored by the agent. It does mean that your employer will know you're seeking work, but you can obviously tell the agent not to call for your referees unless you are called for interview, or even if a potential employer wants to take it a stage further and offer you a job. But you can put lots of things in early on. And the more information you supply, the more that these employers can see, and thus probably the better chance you've got of finding work. So I like Edvectus. I like it as a recruiter, and I like it if I'm seeking work. It's user-friendly, fantastic team. I've met a few of them over the years, and they're very, very friendly, very helpful, very supportive, great people. So I fundamentally would recommend Edvectus, particularly if you're looking in China or the Middle East. Now, if this has been helpful to you, please like my video. That will help me to drive more traffic towards this informational section. Subscribe to the channel and you'll get notifications of when I upload other videos. Notifications come through YouTube. They don't have to come to your email box because I don't want to spam people watching my channel. And use the comment box. Do you like Edvectus? Would you recommend them? Have I been fair? Or have you had bad experiences with Edvectus? Or how do they compare to other agencies in the market? These are the sorts of things which people viewing these videos may want to know. So please do use the comment box.